Alabama's WVUA News at 10 with your award-winning news team. John Huddleston, weather with Richard Scott, and sports with Gary Harris.
Good evening. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. Friday of this week will mark 6 years since Northport teenager Scotty Cockrell was found murdered in his house. Tuscaloosa Metro homicide detectives are still working that case. But as WVUA's Travis Leader tells us, there are still many more questions than there are answers. Details in tonight's top story.
He was working with us the night before he was killed. We worked until about 10 o'clock that night, and he was there late working with me and 3 or 4 other guys, and that was the last time I saw him.
It's coming up on 6 years since authorities found 17-year-old Scotty Cockrell murdered at his Northport home, and detectives still need help trying to solve the case.
Scotty's been one of the more frustrating cases. A lot of information has come in, a lot of man hours have gone into trying to solve this case. We just haven't been able to do it yet.
Mike Carroll knew Cockrell through his work with United Cerebral Palsy. He says he can't find a reason why anyone would have taken his life.
Such a mystery why anybody would do that to him. But we missed him.
But homicide detectives still believe Cockrell was a sought-after target, although they're not sure why.
Motive is still not clear even after this long. He was not a person that was involved in criminal activity that should have put him at risk for this, but someone wanted him dead.
And although it would only be a slight consolation, it would put some at ease to solve the mystery of Scotty Cockrell's murder.
There's always that emptiness when something, such a mystery goes on and there's no explanation for it. So there would be that kind of closure.
Reporting in Tuscaloosa County, Travis Leader, WVUA News.
And if you have any information regarding Scotty Cockrell's murder, you are encouraged to call Crime Stoppers at 205-752-7867. That's 205-752-7867. Well, in other news tonight, if you were out and about this morning, you might have noticed traffic being backed up on Interstate 59. A 3-car crash happened around 10:15 this morning near the McFarland Boulevard exit. 2 of the drivers were transported to DCH for non-life-threatening injuries. A GMC pickup involved in the wreck was pulling a small ultralight aircraft on a trailer. During the crash, a small fuel leak was coming from that aircraft. It was quickly cleaned up by emergency personnel on the scene. Troopers are investigating the circumstances surrounding the accident. Some supporters of former Alabama Governor Don Siegelman want President Barack Obama to grant him a pardon. That would stop Siegelman from returning to prison for his 2006 bribery conviction. Supporters are being encouraged to write Obama on the former governor's behalf. Siegelman is currently out of jail on appeal bond, but the U.S. Supreme Court recently rejected that appeal. It may soon face a new sentencing by U.S. District Judge Mark Fuller of Montgomery. A $25 billion national settlement with 5 big mortgage companies is helping balance Alabama's operating budget during these lean times. Now, the Office of Alabama Attorney General Luther Strange received $26 million from that settlement. Of that, $19.3 million will be used from 2013 through 2015 to pay for operations in the Attorney General's office and in the district attorney's offices statewide. Senate Budget Committee Chairman Arthur Orr said that that's freeing up money to help other state programs in the $1.68 billion general fund budget for the 2013 fiscal year. State officials must now figure out how to use that $6 million that remains. Well, let's turn our attention now to the weather. Get a first check on Alabama's home team forecast. For that, here's Chief Meteorologist Richard Scott. Hi, Richard.
Hey, John. Good Monday evening to you. Certainly mild tonight. We've still got 81 in the city of Tuscaloosa. Our 10 o'clock hour observations there. 75 back in Jackson. And a lot warmer to our northwest. Good to see temperatures actually warming over the coming days, and no rain really to talk about to cool things off. We're dry across the state of Alabama, Mississippi, Georgia, much Florida, but you notice a string of moisture back off towards the west over the state of Louisiana, moving into southern Arkansas. That stays west of us over the coming days. So we've got plans outdoors tomorrow for our Tuesday. We're looking good in terms of plenty of sunshine, but hey, it gets hot, 91 by 4 o'clock. It looks like a little dry air could slip in tomorrow afternoon, so that should help out somewhat in the heat index and the humidity department. But what about the rest of the forecast, and what about some tropical trouble down in the Caribbean? Your forecast is straight ahead.
All right, Richard, thank you very much. See you in a little bit. A huge wildfire has destroyed at least 189 homes in Colorado. Now, the blaze near Fort Collins has charred nearly 91 square miles. Crews continue to cut and dig lines around the flames, but containment remains only at 45%. Weather and gusty winds. Other wildfires are burning in the warm, arid weather from Wyoming to Arizona down to Southern California. Well, if you're on the University of Alabama campus today, you may have noticed hundreds of softball players hard at work learning from the nation's best softball team. The Tide, who just won the national championship, is currently hosting the Patrick Murphy Softball Summer Camp. High school players came from all over the state and country to learn from the best. Each girl gets one-on-one attention about the various aspects of the game. And get this, the wait list for the camp is over 175 girls. The camp begins Sunday and will conclude this Wednesday. According to those working each year, the camp is a success, but this year seems to be even more special.
You know, we could tell the first day when kids were coming through registration, they were very excited. You know, they want to take pictures and get our autograph. You know, it was awesome.
I think anytime you're around a successful program or around successful players, and you know, the players are able to see us excited about winning a national championship and us excited about being around each other, that has to motivate you a little bit to want to work hard and want to be a part of another successful program in college themselves. And I think a lot of girls here, we ask every group, you know, who here wants to play in college, and everybody's raising their hand. So that's awesome. Hopefully, you know, college game can improve even more than what it has already.
And the final session of the Patrick Murphy Softball Camp will be June 20th through June 23rd for players 10 years old to 8th grade. Registration information can be found online at alabamasoftballcamp.com. Well, WVUA is giving you a chance to win a pair of tickets to the Brawl at the Mall. Right now, be the 7th caller to our newsroom, 205-348-7000, and we'll give you a pair of tickets to Deontay Wilder's fight against Jamaican heavyweight champion Owen Beck. In addition, we'll also give you a pair of boxing gloves autographed by Deontay. The bout is set for this Saturday night at the Killer Buzz Arena located in McFarland Mall. If you don't win tonight, watch our news every night at 10 o'clock. The giveaway will last through Thursday. You can also purchase tickets at Sky Gym, Tuscaloosa Chevrolet, Eat My Beats, Terra Lane, Pond Royale, TL Signature Salon, and Los Amigos. Tickets range for the fight from $25 to $100. Well, Microsoft has unveiled a tablet computer to compete with Apple's iPad. They're calling the computer the Surface and says it's one of several new devices the company is working on. The 9.3 millimeter thick tablet comes with a kickstand to hold it upright and a keyboard that is part of the device's cover. It weighs under 1.5 pounds. The defense has begun telling its side of the story in the child sex abuse trial of Jerry Sandusky. Attorneys for the former Penn State assistant football coach opened with a fellow coach who described Sandusky's good reputation in the community. Now, earlier in the day, before the prosecution rested, they called to the stand an alleged victim's mother who said her son often came home without underwear, but she never asked why. Testimony ended early Monday because of what the judge called technical issues involving the jurors. The judge says closing arguments may begin as early as Thursday. Well, it's been over 30 years since a woman's body was found in Tuscaloosa County, but now Tuscaloosa County authorities are uncovering clues new to help solve the murder mystery. WVUA's Jennifer Edwards with more.
A cold case that's over 3 decades old is officially back open. According to Captain Lloyd Baker with the Tuscaloosa Metro Homicide Unit, a woman was found on a dirt road in northern Tuscaloosa County in 1979.
Her body was badly decomposed. However, we know she was murdered. At the time of the crime, around 1979, she was not able to be identified. And to this day, we still don't know who she is.
According to authorities, the body was buried in central Tuscaloosa County. With help of recent database technology, the body is now being exhumed from its grave in hopes to find some answers.
Databases have been greatly improved since 1979, DNA and other databases regarding trends of crimes, types of crimes, modus and so on, modus operandi, so on and so forth. So what we're doing is we're going to work with the Department of Forensic Science. The body will be exhumed for identification purposes.
We're hopefully going to be able to obtain DNA from her body after we exhume the body and submit it to this particular DNA database. Maybe we can find out who she is and give us a starting point with her case.
Baker says solving a case like this isn't always easy.
There's always things in the lead investigator's mind that were not really written down. So we don't know what was on the mind of that investigator.
Authorities say the body will be exhumed by the end of the week. Reporting in Tuscaloosa County, Jennifer Edwards.